The topic of this video is scatter plots. Statisticians use scatter plots to determine if there is a correlation between two numeric sets of data. The data we're looking at today was collected to determine if there is a relationship between the number of ice cream cones sold in a shop and the temperature outside. Here's an example. The ice house manager collected this data on the store's ice cream sales for 1 week. So we have a table of values, cones sold, and the temperature outside, and the temperature is to the nearest tenth. This is cones in our x-axis, so we're going to find 145 cones, which is right there, and we're going to find approximately 80.2 degrees, about right there. And then we just plot a point in the intersection of these two lines, and we would continue with the other ones along the same manner. So we can see that the data is gathered kind of right here, but there doesn't really seem to be a correlation between the number of cones sold and the temperature. What I want you to notice about a scatter plot is that we do not connect the dots because there's no order in which the dots are placed. We could really do them in any order. And because we sold 145 cones on 2 different days, but there are 2 different temperatures associated with that 145. Many students confuse a scatter plot with a line graph. The difference between a line graph and a scatter plot is that the line graphs show changes over time. In most cases, one point in time will only have one outcome. The ice house manager collected this data on the store's ice cream sales in 1 week. So let's look at what our data would look like on a line graph. We need the unit of time for our line graph, so I'll add the day of the week the data was collected. Now this line graph shows how the temperature fluctuated during the week, and it's connected by a line from point to point because this data is showing the order of how each temperature was recorded. Let's take a look at both of these together. So as we look at the scatter plot, this point in the scatter plot is represented by 2 pieces of data, the number of cones and the temperature. And we notice that the points are not connected. But in our line graph, this dot represents the temperature on Monday, the temperature on Tuesday, and I wrote the number of cones by each dot so that I could get both of the pieces of data in my graph. So in 5th grade, all we really need to know about scatter plots is how to plot the points. Students will learn more about scatter plots and how to interpret them as they move into middle school.